Hi, my name's Bren. Thanks for joining me in practice today. This is a efficient, full-body Yin-style yoga practice. You can find lots more Yin yoga classes at practicewithbren.com. You won't need any props in order to participate in this practice, but of course, if you know you like to use a certain prop, you can have that close by. We'll start with a half butterfly posture. Find a seat with legs extended ahead of you. And keeping your chest forward, can you bend your right knee, sole of the right foot, somewhere on the inside of the left leg? You can find some support from fingertips as you sit up tall and soften the lower body. Sometimes I need to remind the muscles in my legs that it's time to soften and relax. And we'll start with a stretch for the neck here. Can you turn your head towards the left? Keep your chest facing forward. And we'll spend about 1 minute here. That might feel like counting 6 slow breaths. Keeping your lower body as it is, gently release the neck, gaze is forward. And then fingertips reach ahead of you. We'll start to find a forward fold, so you can lean forward and then around through the spine. Imagine pointing your forehead towards the left knee or shin. And we'll spend about 2 minutes here. You're looking for that just right amount of sensation in the back of the torso and the back of the leg, where you feel some sensation of stretch that might be sort of an achy, dull, stretchy feeling. But it's not so much sensation that it causes you to hold your breath or grit your teeth. It's not an electric or a sharp sensation. A wandering mind can always come back towards the breath. You can skip the part where you beat yourself up for getting distracted and just do the coming back part. Allowing 3 more cycles of breath to move through the body. And really gradually making your way upright. After that forward rounding, it might feel nice to roll the shoulders back, lift the chin a little. You might use the help of the hand to extend your right leg. We'll take another couple moments before we find that posture on the other side. Any gentle wiggles or movements are welcome between postures. Right leg extended ahead of you, left foot somewhere on the inside of the right thigh. With support from the fingers, you sit up tall, chest facing forward. Soften the lower body, releasing any unnecessary tension. Keeping the chest forward, we'll start to turn the head to the right, look away from your bent knee. We'll spend 1 minute here, or about 6 slow breaths. Gradually turn your head forward. And we'll find that forward bend, rounding your spine over top of your right leg. For about 2 minutes, where will you choose to place your focus? It might be on the gentle rhythm of your breath, or some sensations in the body. You might count all the points of contact between your body and the mat. See if you can release any unnecessary tension. Watching 3 more cycles of breath. Really slowly, a little slower than you want to, perhaps, start to lift yourself upright. You could lean back on the hands, roll the shoulders back. Extend that left leg ahead of you. Find any little movements that the body's calling for. Coming up next is Malasana, or Happy Baby. I'll show you a couple options before you settle in to your preferred variation. We'll be only about 2 minutes here, so you might, if you're comfortable, find your deep Malasana yogi squat. If you had a block, you could sit up on a block here. Another option is to find that squat against the wall. And another option still is your Happy Baby. Remembering this is our Yin style, so we'll try to use the minimal amount of effort required in order to be here. You're welcome to try out more than one variation and see which one would suit you best today. We'll start 2 minutes about now. Whenever you notice the mind wandering, think, oh yeah, the breath. Oh yeah, sensations to watch in my body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finding our way towards hands and knees. Take any gentle movements on your way there. Heading next to Sphinx pose, lying down on the belly and supporting yourself with elbows beneath the shoulders. Maybe feet are mat distance apart. If that's too deep of a back bend, widen your elbows and take your chest a little closer towards the floor. I like a variation of Sphinx where I can rest my forehead in my hands. Will be about 2 minutes here. Even though this requires a bit of upper body muscular engagement, is there any unnecessary tension that you could soften? Could everything from your shoulders to your toes be completely relaxed? If your thinking mind is thinking, invite it to focus on a particular part of your experience. Breath, or body, or grounding points. Take a deeper, slower breath. Very slowly widen your elbows and rest your forehead or one cheek on your hands. You might wobble the hips side to side a little. Our next posture will also act as a counter pose for the lower back. As you're ready, gently pressing up through tabletop and setting up wide-legged child's pose. Knees widen, maybe to the edges of your mat. Big toes together behind you. Hips back towards the heels. Hips are heavy. Either stack hands to rest the forehead on, or some might prefer arms extended, forehead resting on the mat. We have about 2 minutes here. Allow the entire body to sink down towards the earth. Surrendering to the force of gravity. And accepting the position you find yourself in. Remembering the breath. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Start to press your way up through tabletop. Step your knees in to hip distance. It might feel nice to extend one leg at a time and stretch out the backs of the knees. And we'll spend just one more moment together before we close. Find any comfortable position. Take one of those deeper, slower breaths. And perhaps choosing how you will transition from this practice into the rest of your day. Thanks very much for joining me. See you next time.